Hello, sweet pea.
Hello.
Good
How
morning.
are you this morning?
Oh, I'm living the dream this morning. Uh, I'm
On
doing
this
well.
rainy day?
Yeah, it's kind of gross out, but I'm doing well.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be a great day. I'm bummed. Jen and I wrote an offer yesterday that these sweet girls, and they wrote an incredible offer, but they were one of eight, and it was like a pre-pandemic offer, like no inspection, no appraisal, no anything, and our girls didn't get their offer accepted. So, oh well. It was a weekend of
Oh,
fails.
that's too
Go.
bad.
Yeah. Um, yep. But anywho, hi guys, how are you? I am gonna drop.
Good.
Good. Thanks for being here. Happy Monday. This is the link to the handout for today in the chat if you want to download that. Save it, whatever you want to do. There's some links in there that you might want. And I'm a little snotty this morning, so forgive me, but I think the pollen is everywhere. Hi, Brandy. Don't you look so pretty? Hi. Let's see who else is joining us this morning real quick. Did everybody have a good weekend? Anybody have anything fun to share about how their weekend went? Feel free to unmute yourself and tell me some good news.
We had a neighborhood Easter egg hunt.
Oh, fun. How'd that go?
Good. I got to meet everyone in the neighborhood who came because I sat at the registration table.
Sweet. Did you have so the
Yeah, so that was good.
question of the hour is, I'm guessing you didn't have a name tag on though, right? Like to let everybody know
No, I
that
didn't
you're a
have a name tag on,
realtor.
but I introduced myself.
Good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're a
I
secret
don't have a
agent.
name tag yet. Where do I get one?
I'm going to send you a link today, ma'am. A link today. I will
Okay,
send it to you.
awesome. Thank you.
You cannot be a secret agent. And I'm glad you sat at the registration table because that's awesome. It's an opportunity for you to meet everybody. But now we got to work in, hey, I'm the neighborhood realtor in case you didn't know, right? But you're making great progress. I'm proud of you. Actually, you're checking stuff off the list.
Thank you.
So good job. Anybody else? Big celebrations or anything you're celebrating small wins too? What do we got? I'm gonna come over there and pinch Holly because I know she has one. No, there she is.
I have one.
Okay, Cindy, hit me.
So I showed a potential client houses on Saturday, and I was competing against another agent who showed him houses in the morning. And I got an email this morning, that he's going to use me. He's just waiting on his offer to pastor at a certain church.
Awesome.
So,
Congratulations.
yeah,
Yay. That's awesome.
yay.
Yay. We're filling that pipeline one at a time, right? One at a time.
Yes.
Good job. Awesome. All right, Holly, last chance before I move on.
I don't know what we're talking about specifically.
So Holly got a buyer under contract late last week. That they thought was not going to work out, and the listing agent reached back out to her and offered an alternative idea, and her buyers ran with it and were so excited, and now she's under contract. So that to me is a win, my dear. That is what we are celebrating. Okay. I know you don't want to celebrate till it closes. I get it, but we're going to celebrate small wins along the way anyway, right? We need to. So
all good.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Okay. This week we are talking about landing pages, and we are basically talking about what they are, what you're going to do with them, how you're going to use them, a variety of landing pages that you can create. Basically, I'm going to blow your mind with some ideas that you might not have thought about. So let's talk about real quick. What is a landing page? So a landing page is basically a page that you connect to your website or a page that exists on the internet. It doesn't actually have to connect to a website. It can be a standalone landing page that you just have a link to. And what you want to do is use that landing page to convert anybody who comes to that landing page into a lead, right? So you basically would have some kind of call to action that would be either download, call, schedule, whatever it is that you register, whatever it is that you want them to do. A squeeze page is basically like an inventory page that you're giving access to scour your website for listings, but you're only going to let them look for so long before you force them to register so that you can capture their information. So I just wanted to tell you what the difference between a landing page and a squeeze page was. So let's talk about the different types of pages that are out there. An agent branding page is your most basic one. That is going to be like an about me video, a place where maybe you house your one sheet that someone can download, a place where they can read your testimonials, anywhere, any information about areas that you specialize in, your hobbies, links to organizations you're involved in. It's basically just like an about me page. Hey, here's some more information about me. You should have a link to that kind of page that you are giving out to people. Maybe you have it on a QR code. Maybe you have that link saved and you copy and paste that on materials or give that to people or text people. But that's basically where you drag people to a page all about you and there's more information. The next one would be a book an appointment. You might connect that with a calendar like Calendly or cannot for the life of me remember the calendar app that I used to use, but there's tons of apps out there that you can connect it with that shows your calendar and someone can actually look and see your availability and book an appointment with you. So I want you to think about millennials. I want you to think about consumers or even yourself. Do you necessarily need to talk to somebody on the phone to book an appointment? And do you like that? I love my home inspectors that let me schedule online. Right? I don't have to call them. I don't have to talk to them. I just log in and sign and book it. Right? Same thing with like hair places. I love the convenience of being able to book things online without having to talk to someone. Right? So imagine even in your own real estate business, is there a way that people can book appointments with you for consultations, for to look at houses, to do a listing presentation, whatever it is? Can they book those appointments with you without having to talk to you? And do you want that? Some people do, some don't. I'm just giving you options, okay? A single property, basically it's going to produce new leads on a specific property. You're going to get more interested buyers looking at a specific property. And you can promote the single property on Facebook. So if you have a new listing, if you have a coming soon, if you have a house that somebody else in your office listed that you want to promote for them, maybe you create a landing page to capture people who might be interested in that property. You could certainly post it to your Facebook business page or your Instagram page. You can promote it in groups that will allow you to promote. You got to be careful, make sure you follow the rules because a lot of Facebook groups won't let you do self-promotion, but if you find some that will, you can certainly post the link to that single property page in a group or something like that. You also could put that on QR codes for flyers. You could put it on a QR code on your sign in your yard where someone could actually just scan the QR code and it brings up the details about that particular listing, right? That would be a landing page. Does that make sense to y'all? Shake your head yes for me. Okay, if it does. You also can ask your friends to share. For example, once I list the listing and it goes live, I'm going to send a link to that detail page to my seller and ask my seller to also share it on Facebook with their network and their friends, right? Because we're just trying to get as many eyeballs on it as possible. Let's talk about a seller squeeze. That is going to be more of a landing page. Your most popular seller squeeze would be a home valuation. Now, Kim and Cindy, you guys have access to a unique, just because you guys are on my team and we use Real Geeks, you have the ability to offer home valuations through your own individual link that you can share with people. They can go there, put in their address, and it's going to spit out a computerized valuation of their home. And I will send you guys both your links later if you don't but remind me. So one of you send me a text to remind me to do that later. But this is basically, do you want to know what your home is worth? Fill out this information and I'll get back to you. One of my advices to you is you may want to do a landing page first with a video introducing yourself and explaining that this is just a computerized valuation and that to have a more accurate value of your house, you would need to have an appointment and look at their house. But this is just an information to get them started. Does that make sense? Okay. Market report, like you can search for a city, county, or zip code. Maybe consider doing a search for individual neighborhoods or draw on a map. So you could actually create custom links. For example, if I wanted to specialize in Nolensville, I might, which is a little area in, for Brandy's sake or anybody else watching, Nolensville is just a suburb of Nashville. But if I wanted to specialize just in that area or that zip code in that city, I might create a bunch of links for various neighborhoods in Nolensville that then have property reports on those neighborhoods. And where would I get those kinds of things? Again, you're going to use InfoSparks that you all, well, 3 of you guys have access to InfoSparks and FastStats. I don't know, Brandy, I'm sure your MLS probably has access to some kind of statistical data that you guys can so our MLS allows us to download like neighborhood reports and market reports and statistical data. And I'm sure you have the same thing. So that would be something that you would probably link to, as a landing page. You could say, your title might be, do you want to find out more information about the Nolensville area? Download, the latest Nolensville market report, something like that, right? But a market research or data, statistical reports, anything you can do like that. One of the things I will tell you, you all have access to Realtor RPR. No matter where you live in the country, you have access to that for free through your membership of National Association of Realtors, if you are a realtor, right? And Realtor RPR will let you download neighborhood reports as well. So you might save those as a PDF and then have a link to them in your landing page where someone could download those kinds of reports if you wanted. All right, multi-property are basically going to be, you can use it for a list of homes. And the way I love this one is in my newsletter, I might have a link to let's say I send this newsletter, I'm farming a specific neighborhood, and I have links in there for other homes for sale in our neighborhood, or check out the latest sales in our neighborhood. And then I would have a link, and that link goes back to my MLS that has a report of other houses that have sold, or it links to my website that pulls up houses that fit that criteria. You could do a variety of searches and pre-filter the searches. For example, let's say summer's coming and I want to do a link of all the houses for sale with pools because it's summer and you're thinking of buying a house with a pool. I can do a pre-filtered search in my MLS, find a link to all the houses that have pools, and then use that link as a landing page. Hey, are you looking for a pool? It's hot. Do you want to escape the Oklahoma heat this summer and get a pool? Download, go to this page and look at all the houses that have pools that are for sale. Do you guys understand the pre-filtered searches? What I'm talking about, like just choosing a feature that you think would be important to somebody and then using that feature to promote a list of houses that have that feature, right? You might pick all the list of, here's this week's open houses this weekend. They don't have to be mine. I'm just pulling all the houses that have an open house this weekend and giving them to you in a list. So if you're a first-time home buyer or you're shopping for a new home, you might want to list and go around looking at open houses that weekend. And that's just a value added to give you the list so that you don't have to search for all the open houses. Okay. Maybe you're looking for houses that just had a price reduction. I could do a search like that. Or a house that has the primary bedroom on the main level. That might be something. Here are all the houses for sale in West Nashville and these 2 zip codes that have a primary bedroom on the main level. Think of a feature that people want and then create a link with those listings and create a landing page for that particular search. Maybe you're looking for a house with a basement, or hey, are you looking for a mini farm in Williamson County? Here's a link to all the houses that have at least 5 acres available for sale in Williamson County, something like that. 3+ car garage, that would be something too. Hey, are you thinking of buying a classic car, or do you have a teenage driver? Do you need more space? Whatever it is, here's a list of all the houses that have, that are for sale that have 3+ more garage spaces, right? Or new construction. Hey, this is a great landing page. There is no reason why you cannot create a landing page that features a new construction neighborhood, and you have the floor plans available that you got off their website, you have it as a PDF, and you can have people come to your landing page to get more information about Hardin Landing or about whatever the neighborhood is. And you just have people register, and then they can download, or you can have one of the guides that's down below. What I could create a landing page that says, are you interested in maybe buying new construction? Download my guide on how to buy new construction, what your role is, what do you need to know, how does it work, what order do they build things in. That would be a more useful guide that's down below. You'll see in a second. But everybody understands the multi-property or the pre-filtered search links, right? Just think of what somebody might want a list of, and then you would make that search in your MLS and then copy that link and put it in your newsletter or QR code or whatever you want to do with it, okay? The relocation guide is a big one. Obviously, you want to have a landing page that says, are you considering a move to Nashville? Download my helpful and free relocation guide that tells you everything you need to know about Nashville, right? Bless you. You also have area guides. So what do the following types of people want to know about what it's like to live where you operate your real estate business? So think about young urban professionals. What are they looking for? They might be looking for networking events for people under 30. They might be looking for highly amenitized apartment complex. They might be looking for, I know you don't make money off of apartments, but remember, long-term nurturing of clients is how you're trying to drag people in to build rapport, right? Maybe they want the newest sober bar or sober cocktail place that exists or something like that, whatever. Maybe they're into cycling. Just think about, what do these people want? And then do you have access to resources that they might need? Pet owners. What's the most pet-friendly patios in Oklahoma City, right? What are the most pet-friendly, parks? Where are all the dog parks? If you're new to an area and you love to take your dog to a dog park, that's a really helpful guide that somebody would want. And they'd probably give you their email address and their phone number to get it, right? So parents, are there summers coming? Have parents started thinking about summer camps for their kids? Here's a list of the variety of summer camps that exist in Nashville that you might want to investigate, right? Those are things that I think parents of young kids would really help. Or vacation Bible schools. Here's the various churches around us in Nolensville that are offering vacation Bible schools. Maybe that's something that somebody is interested in as well. Man, I used to love doing the vacation Bible school hop when my kids were younger, which means that we would go to one church one week, we'd go to another church another week, and I basically got 3 weeks of summer camp for free practically by dropping them off at vacation Bible school. It's genius if you ask me, because summer camp is not cheap. But just think about things like that. What do parents with young kids, what do they want? What kind of information do they need? What would be helpful to them? Retirees. So maybe retirees are looking for community center. Maybe they're looking for clubs and organizations, like if they're alumni of certain colleges. Maybe retirees are looking for where you can go play bingo. I don't know. You think about what your retirees in your community are looking for. Do you have anything that you could provide to them? Hobbyists, recreationists, enthusiasts. Again, where are all the hiking trails? Where are the best canoe launches or kayak launches? Where are the best bike trails? Where are there cooking classes? Where, think about people's hobbies and what kind of guides might you be able to put together to help them with their interests. Do not sleep on your homeowners, your current homeowners. So a lot of times we promote ourselves looking for buyers and sellers, but we forget about our current homeowners that are already living in a house that aren't really looking to buy or sell right now. But we want to give them value information too. So maybe you give them access to your list of vendors. If you ever need a painter, if you ever need a fencing guy, excuse me, if you ever need a handyman, if you ever need someone to come clean out your gutters, a junk hauler, whatever it is, here's access to my list of vendors, and all I'm asking in exchange is for your email address and phone number for you to get it, right? You may also want to put some home maintenance guides seasonally up there. So every quarter, there's something you should be doing to maintain your home. So maybe that's cleaning out the gutters or trimming your bushes or, raking your leaves or planting bulbs or whatever it is you do during different seasons and things that you should be thinking about. Like, in the spring is when you should be servicing and cleaning your HVAC before you need it, right? So things like that and helpful reminders or prepping for winter, those are going to be your things that you're going to have on your homeowners landing pages. Design trends is a very popular one. This is one where people can access the latest and greatest trends. They can find out what the colors of the year, like Sherwin-Williams color of the year or Benjamin Moore's color of the year. People don't really know. Not everyone is born with the design gene, right? Not everyone is born with the HGTV sense of style. And sometimes people need help. And so you might want to post, types of flooring that are in style, the paint colors that are in style, textures, wallpapers, whatever. And you can easily Google that and find out that information and then house it available for them. You can offer and provide links to details to other services that those people might need for design, like even links to where they can buy it. So if there are things that you think are really popular, like tables or chairs or accessories that you think people would like, you could even put links in there to help them go purchase it. All right, let's talk about exclusive buyer and seller content. So I would say this would be an example. Think like your ultimate guide to buying a home in West Nashville, right? So I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about buying a home in West Nashville. Why do I want to make it super specific to an area of town? The more specific I get, the more targeted the person is who wants the information, right? Which means that I'm not now broadcasting how to just buy a house in Nashville. I'm looking for a specific area that I want to service, someone who's more interested in that specific area. And then you can make your guide more curtailed to that area by including details that are more relevant to that area instead of being very generic and broad about the whole city of Nashville. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. Some other guides that you might want to offer would be like 12 common mistakes that sellers make when they sell their home. You might have content related to local schools, traffic, homes and home prices, recreational facilities. Where are the boat launches? Where are the lakes that people go to? What do people do? What ballparks might your kid, if you signed your kid up for baseball this summer or this spring, which parks are they probably going to play at, right? Giving them information ahead of time about where things like that happen. Or where can you even go to sign up your kid for baseball, right? Where's your favorite karate studio? Those kinds of things. Parks and trails, museums and cultural resources. Again, highlight some of your local area attractions that people maybe haven't thought of. So sometimes I've done a day in Nashville and really put together an itinerary of things that they could do. So you could pick 4 or 5 places in your area or your city and say, let's do a day in Nashville. And you could say you go get coffee at this place. You can, take a walk through Centennial Park and explore the Parthenon. And after that, maybe you get lunch and then you name the restaurant. And then, but come up with 4 or 5 things of an itinerary that somebody would do. Those guides are downloaded all the time for various websites. And that's a great source of information. Theaters and entertainment. Maybe you have a list of upcoming concerts for the summer. Download my list of who's coming, where, and when. Music is obviously very huge in Nashville, so that's an easy one for us. But maybe you have, shows that are coming to your local theater that you want to highlight or something like that. Climate is boring. I would never, ever, ever put a guide for climate, but because we have so many transplants to Nashville, They don't know the difference between a tornado warning or a tornado watch. Maybe we need to give them some safety information about how to prepare when there is a tornado watch. Where do you go? What kind of things do you need to take with you? Right? How to get ready for a tornado. Honey, if you're coming from California or Michigan or wherever you're coming from and you're not used to tornadoes, that's helpful information that I might need, right? Shopping and dining, where are some of your favorite places? Where do you like to go? Where do you like to shop? Highlight some of your local stores or your smaller owned businesses. Maybe get some discounts offered for them as well. And then any events or celebrations that you want to promote. All right, any questions on the different types of landing pages? You should have a bunch of ideas at least flowing through your head, or some thoughts that, hey, I want to at least offer a couple of these. You don't have to do all of these. Again, pick one or two, right? Just do something, right? So let's talk about how you're going to actually use it. So you would actually create your landing page, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. Where do you create them? But the technical part I will leave to you in just a minute. But how to use it, you're actually going to create the landing page, and then you're going to post the link to it. You're going to have a URL that would go directly to that landing page, and you're going to post that link in Facebook like you would a normal link. You could put it on a QR code on your flyer. You can, insert the link in a newsletter. You can create a sponsored ad on Google or Facebook with whatever the headline is. So are you looking for a home with a pool for sale in Edmond, Oklahoma? And then that ad is then going to link to the URL that I created my landing page. Does that make sense to y'all? Or am I losing you? Okay. I can't tell from your faces, so I'm just going to guess that I'm making sense. You could post the link in a Facebook group if you're allowed to do that. You can put your link on printed materials, postcards, flyers, newsletters, whatever. All right, let's talk about where you can create them. So you may not know this or not. I don't know how many of you have a Canva Pro account, but if you're on my team, you have access to my Pro account. We have a Team Pro account that you can use. But if not, I would highly suggest, if you're not on my team, that you look into the Pro versus the free Canva, only because Pro has a lot more images and a lot more things that you can do, and it's not that expensive. It's like $15 a month or something like that. But you can create a landing page in Canva. So you just search. I did give you a link to a YouTube video that walks you through exactly how to create one in Canva. I don't need to teach you the technical side of how to do that. Watch the YouTube video. And as we say, GTS. Anybody know what GTS means? It means Google that shit. If you want to know how to do something, it's available on the internet. Everything you want to know is available on the internet, right? So don't tell me I don't know how to do that, because it's available on the internet to learn, right? GTS, okay? There's also Squarespace. I've given you a link there. The hyperlink didn't show up, but you can copy and paste it. Squarespace, they have some free templates that you could use as well. If you are on my team, Cindy and Kim, Real Geeks, we actually have tons of landing pages already available in our website that are available. So I've given you a link there to the support doc that shows you the different types that we have. You already have access to those, okay? Wix is also a very popular one. That is basically a website builder, but you can basically build just individual little pages. Ubounce is another service. So I've given you some links to check out. My advice to you is start with what's free. Start with what's the easiest. Which one of all the ones we talked about do you think are the easiest ones to create? Of the different types that we talked about, which one do you think is probably the easiest one to do? Anybody? Bueller? No? Okay. So I'm just going to answer it for you. Who said that? The one sheet, Holly. Yeah, the about me, right? High five. That's the easiest one, because typically you already have a profile page somewhere, even if that was realtor.com or if that was, Zillow, or if that was your website, you already have a profile page that can be used as your landing page. Or you can just create a landing page about yourself with a real quick video and something for them to download with your testimonies. That's the easiest one, I think. Is that one the one that's the most effective to get leads or to drag people in? Probably not, right? Think about the highest, it's the easiest one to create, but it's not going to have the highest return for you. So I want you to think about what's going to be the highest return on what is most useful. What do my potential clients need or want from me? And then start there. Then I want you just to challenge yourself technically by choosing a platform where you're going to create this landing page. Brandy, I'm going to ask you real quick, what website do you guys use? Do you have one? Like, I know you have a website, but who's your provider for your web?
Wix.
Wix. Okay. So you should be able to create landing pages pretty easily. You're just adding kind of like what I would consider tabs on your website. You can create landing pages all day long in Wix pretty easily. That you could create a different page for each thing that you want to have a landing page for. That's pretty simple to do. But my advice to you is pick one, challenge yourself technically to at least investigate, okay, where is the easiest place for me to create my landing page? And then your job is to, once you create it, remember, people just don't find it on their own. You have to drive traffic to it, which means you either promote it, market it, stick it on everything, insert the links anywhere and everywhere you can, post it in various groups, put it on signs, whatever it is, but people won't just, it's like your Facebook business page. People won't just go there on their own. You have to drive traffic to it, right? So my advice to you is pick one, think about which one I can start with, which one is going to be the easiest one for me to get done, and then choose a platform that you want to make it on, and then start promoting it, period. Now, where is the power in this whole thing, in this whole strategy? Where's the power? It's not just creating the landing page and then downloading a PDF. The power is in the follow-up, right? So if you're going to put a landing page out there where somebody is going to put in their email address and their phone number, your job is to follow up with them. Hey, I saw you downloaded my, best places to drop in a kayak in Nashville. Are you planning to go kayaking soon? Did you find the guide helpful, useful? Can I be of any other help to you? You don't want to just give your stuff away for free without following up with them and checking in with them to see, did they like it? Did they use it? Did they find it helpful? Is there anything else I can do for you? I'm just trying to tell you that with landing pages, you guys are giving a lot of your valuable information out for free with nothing in return. Meaning you're posting, hey, download my free relocation guide, or here's my attached is the link to this document, and they don't even have to work for it. They just take it from you and roll on. I'm trying to get you to at least use the tools and resources you have available to help you generate leads that then you can follow up on and turn those people into clients. Does that make sense? I just don't want you giving away all your stuff without them doing some work. And the work is the call to action. Whatever the call to action is that you want them to do. Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to text you? Do you want them to book an appointment? Do you want them to download something? Do you want them to, register? That's the other place I forgot to add to my list. You can also use landing pages to register for events. If you were hosting an event like a home seller seminar or a money and mimosas or any kind of like a charcuterie board making class or anything that you're hosting an event for, you're going to want to create a landing page where people go and sign up and register, right? That's another use for a landing page that you might use. Make sense? Okay. Was this helpful? Somewhat? Okay. Are your wheels spinning about the different types of landing pages you could create? Maybe, or at least you have a couple ideas that you might implement. Again, my advice to you is pick something that you think is going to be helpful, play around with it, and gather the tools that you already have available to you through Realtor RPR or through your MLS where they offer you stats and things like that. Download collateral items that you think people want, and then use those to help drive people to your landing page. Use those to offer something of value that somebody might want in exchange for their information. Okay. All right. Next week, we are doing buyer process automated. So we're going to talk about what the buyer process looks like, how you can set some things on autopilot. We're going to talk about templated communication that you've already got planned, that you should have planned. I'm going to show you how to set up templates in your Gmail, or at least give you a link that teaches you how to do it. But we're going to basically talk about automating that buyer process, not stripping the personal away from your service, but if there's something that you're duplicating, you should have a process for it. If it's something you're doing over and over and over again, you should have an automated process for it. And some of those might be as simple as a lead comes into your CRM. What happens after that? What's the trigger? What's the next thing you do? Do you have any automated systems set up to deal with leads that come in? Because here's the thing. If I'm teaching you how to generate leads, you also have to have a system for following up with them. You have to have a system with how you communicate with them. You have to have planned communication of what it is you want them to know. If every time one of my buyers goes under contract, I have to say the same email that walks them through all the things, or here's how you're going to do your earnest money. Here's what the inspection, what we're looking for. Here's the appraisal process and what it means. If I have to repeat that every time a buyer goes under contract, I'm going to get tired of saying the same things over and over and over again, and I might miss some things, right? But if I had an automated process broken down where they're already set up into templates, now it becomes a routine that now that buyer gets that information right when a trigger happens. Okay. So I'm going to give you some tools that are going to help you automate some things. I'm going to give you some advice about the various parts of the buyer process that I think you should template and automate. And we're just going to talk through the buyer process itself and how you can put some systems and processes in place to make that run a little bit smoother. Make sense? All right. Anybody got anything for me? Do you need anything? Can I help you with anything? Happy to see your beautiful faces today. Thanks for joining me. It was a short one today, but I think I covered at least enough to make you dangerous. Go out there and get them. I'll see you at the same time, 10 o'clock next Monday, and we will do buyer process automated next week at 10. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. Y'all go get them. I'll see you soon.